I'm not going to pretend like I'm not bragging right now. I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy because I have Peacemaker, and not only do I have Peacemaker, Peacemaker to me is awesome. I know some people were complaining. I don't see where or why or how. I think he's amazing. Let's get to the video.
There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. In this video, I'm gonna go first look at Peacemaker. I've had him for a grand total of what, 2.5 hours, 2 hours. I've been using him. I was able to get him up to rank 8 already through a little bit of like hustling, but we'll talk about that as we go along. And I was able to pull him because I had my guaranteed progress. So I will show that as well. For those of you, this is basically something that if you haven't been keeping track of it right now, you can use it for future featured characters. But yeah, I'll show that when we get to it. So Peacemaker, trained from childhood to be a hateful killer. I did not know that. I haven't read his comics. Recommend the comics. Comment section below. Chris Smith, that is the most melaninless, can I say that? Name. But also melanful. Anyway, instead, chose to become Peacemaker, a vigilante who keeps the peace no matter what the cost. Yeah. Heal, area effect. I'm going to go ahead and do his secret records. I think I have enough. Yeah. I have enough to go ahead and unlock all of these. At all costs, the surveillance report. Daddy issues. That's funny. And then confirm obsessed. What are daddy? Peacemaker, you killed my brother. Peacemaker punches Algie. Peacemaker, you killed Keith. Peacemaker punches Algie. And you're only right about one thing. I'm a piece of for listening to you for all those years. Ooh, this is getting deep. I want to read episode. Stop dragging my heart around. I still haven't watched Peacemaker season 1 yet. We're gonna get to that. And that little monologue, right, that little like dialogue right here makes me really want to watch it. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead, grab these diamonds, and then we're gonna go ahead and head over to his kid. So now I have Peacemaker in 4 HP and 2 attack. I have noticed that he hits pretty friggin' hard. I was debating maybe putting him in 4 attack pieces and 2 HP, but I'm gonna stick with him like this for now because because I do want the HP. He does heal himself for 30% of his max HP on another ability, so we're gonna stick with that for right now, especially since he's a tank. Going to what I've geared him up with in terms of the artifact. Wielder HP drops below 25% for the first time. Then he's going to be healed for 20% of his max HP. We love to see that. It really hurt me to take this off of Bane. Even though I don't use Bane. I just feel, but also it made me feel better to think that Peacemaker, probably the type of person who would use Venom for peace. Anyway. His affinities. When we get Vigilante, it'll be 9% HP. When we get Judo Master, it'll be 9% HP. And then because I have Bloodsport, it's 12% attack. Going to his skills. Now, and actually, you know what? I will go back and go to his badge because there is something here in his badge. Peacemaker immediately uses BFF at the start of battle. Eagerly will remain on the battlefield as long as Peacemaker is there. I'm trying to hurry up and get to that. You will see where this comes in handy for his advanced attack. That's his BFF. If the enemy target is afflicted with Fragile, Eagerly will always land a critical hit. We love that. And then Eagerly now deals 30% more damage every round he's on the battlefield. This boon lasts for the rest of the battle. Now, why is that so important? I'm going to start with the advanced attack because I love the advanced attack. It's hilarious. Calls for Eagerly, who circles the battlefield for 5 rounds. Now, if you get the badge, it's going to be for the entire battle at the start of battle. At the end of each round, Eagerly swoops the enemy inflicted with the most stacks of armor break, dealing physical damage equal to 150% of Peacemaker's attack. This is part of the reason why I kind of want to put more attack on him, but I'm sticking with the HP. If Peacemaker is defeated before the 5 rounds are up or before the end of battle, if you're going by the badge, A devastated eagerly will exit the battlefield. I just feel like there's like a tear that comes out of his eye and he just flies away screaming. What's up, Jackson? And then eagerly also inflicts 1 stack of fragile for 2 turns. Then I have him rank 8. And then eagerly now inflicts 2 stacks of fragile for 3 turns when I get him to rank 10. The basic, because now when you're opening up with the advanced attack, you're going to be using the basic, and it feels as though you won't be using this at all anymore. I will say this: his basic hits like a truck. Shoots an enemy dealing physical damage equal to 200% of his attack. Peacemaker also inflicts 1 stack of armor break for 2 turns. The number of armor break stacks inflicted increases to 2. So by this point, at rank 8, I'm putting down 2 stacks of armor break that lasts for 2 turns. Now, one thing that is odd about his kit, which I'll get to it when we get to it. Let's put it that way. Peacemaker helmet generates an energy shield, which just is funny, granting him a 50% chance for a 25% reduction in physical damage taken. So he's going to take less physical damage. Damage from any crit shot, whether it's superpower or critical, will be reduced. So if it's a crit shot, no matter if it's a superpower crit shot or if it's a physical damage, physical power crit shot, it's going to be reduced. It's going to be reduced. Now the physical damage reduction increases to 50% because of level 2. At rank 10, physical damage reduction will be increased to 75%, which is nuts. Next, whenever an enemy is defeated, Peacemaker rocks out in victory, healing himself for 30% of his max HP. This animation is hilarious, and all allies for 10% of their max HP. So I keep this because of his max HP. I was first leaning towards HP because I thought this was going to be based on his max HP, but it's there, so just bearing that in mind. At the end of the round, all of Peacemaker's allies gain 1 stack of shelter, which is huge, because shelter decreases damage taken from the next attack by 50%. It's all allies. It's not just the 11th Street kids, and it's such a big deal, such a big deal. Now next, blast all enemies with a shockwave from his sonic boom helmet, dealing physical damage equal to 200% of attack. The shockwave now deals an additional 20% physical damage for each stack of armor break on the enemy. So if we can stack up a bunch of armor break, we're thinking of Grodd here, we're thinking of Batman, for example, then you're going to hit for 20% more physical damage as that goes. And then armor break decreases defense by 20%, crit resistance by 5%. As far as fragile goes, let's go ahead and give that description. Reduces physical damage resistance by 10% per stack. Max is up to 4. So there's his kit. I gotta be honest, I really like playing with him a lot. And then the teams that I would run him with, as of right now, what I'm going to be experimenting with is going to be, first is the debuff team that I like so much. And as a matter of fact, maybe I can even go into team ups to show you guys real quick. Let's go ahead and simulate. I'm not going to be able to finish this off, but that's fine. We'll just go ahead and do it anyway. All right, so we'll go in here to fight. Oh, Nightwing. Perfect timing. Thanks for showing up, buddy. All right, so this was the first team that I was running. And basically it goes armor break from Peacemaker, also serving as a tank. Armor break from Gorilla Grodd on his, and he also attacks the back row of allies, back row of enemies. You have debuffs that are being put out by Raven plus that revive. And then you have Sinestro, who's, the more that you do debuffs, it stacks up his power of fear, so he hits harder. So they're working very well together because he's putting out the debuffs, the fragile and the armor break. He's going to be getting more power of fears stacked on top of him, so he's going to hit his ultimate faster and harder. Gorilla Grodd, same deal, armor break. And then we have Raven here, who's also putting out different debuffs, different types of debuffs. I put Zatanna in here just because that crit from her fragile does loom large, and it does provide us with additional heals for Peacemaker when he's doing his damage. Kid Flash goes there too, though. And then the next one, which is the one I'm going to use with Peacemaker against Nightwing now, Wonder Woman, Superman, Kid Flash, and we're going to keep Zatanna in too. Because Zatanna, I've used her more and more and more, and those frantics adding to the crit, nice. Now, why is this working for me? I have 2 awesome tanks here. Nice. We're going to protect ourselves. Nice. But here is the key to this with Peacemaker, and I got to give a shout out to Andrew. one of the guys on the stream who came up with this, or at least told me about it, which is Peacemaker is putting out Armor Break and he's putting out Fragile. Fragile specifically does a reduction in physical damage, and then Armor Break as well. I run his ultimate ahead of Wonder Woman's, and Wonder Woman, who is physical damage, will hit like even more of a truck. So it goes well with her. Superman does have some physical damage, and he has both physical damage and superpower damage. Let me go real quick into this because I want to be sure if it's his ultimate or not. I think his ultimate is superpower damage. Superpower, then his basic is physical damage, and then this is physical damage as well on his advanced attack. So he benefits from the armor break and the fragile being out there as well. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this against Nightwing. And hopefully, let's see, Pandora can stay there. She'll hit into this. Nightwing is going to attack Wonder Woman first, of course. But we'll see. And let's see if I have the ultimate order the way that I like it. I think that's good for me right now. Let's go. Let's go. But I see in the stream, what we've been talking about is basically how well he works. There goes BFF running through. I can't wait to get that badge completed. 139,000. Love to see that number. We've been talking about whether he's good or not. There has been some debate. I played him with rank 7 for a little bit. Then I took him to rank 8. I saw the difference immediately, but I do love the way he works, and I will talk about how I got him to rank 8. I just had to remind myself, honestly. But I think he's before we get the team synergy from Judo Master, which we know is like a month away, I think he's really good plug and play already. I just had 2 teams off the top of my head, not top of my head, but 2 teams within this last, couple of hours that I found where he works well. Not just that he's going to work and it fits, like he's really, really good on those teams. So that gives me some confidence in pulling for him more and trying to rank him up as high as possible. Yeah, that's where my opinion stands right now on Peacemaker. So armor breaks going out, the fragile's out there. Wonder Woman, whenever she gets her turn, she is going to just keep wrecking Nightwing. I love this. I absolutely love this. Now I think, oh no, we're already at turn 6, so that's fine. I was about to end it, but we're already at turn 6. So we have the shelter out there on us, and frantic. Eat peace. I love that. I love it. It's basic. It's called Eat Peace. It's so funny and completely inappropriate for the. Anyway, all right. So now, how did I get to? Now this is after having pulled him already, right? So I can't set that up for you. Basically, if you do not know, you do have a guaranteed counter. I've said this in other videos, but I'm just going to touch base on it now because of what I'm doing. You do have a guaranteed counter. When you come up here, you can see how many you have left until you get a guaranteed legendary. There are plenty of people in my chat who've pulled him. Oh, I pulled him after 10. I've pulled him after 20 pulls, and then you have others who are like, I've put in 80 and I have not seen him. There's this guaranteed counter here. I had this stacked up from when I didn't get Superman DCU, and then I accidentally put 5 into them during the featured Wonder Woman thing. I did not want to do that, but it happened. And so then I had up to 88. So then I needed 62. So from the 88, I just kept going to the base shop and buying those 3 every day. And then I did get a couple packs that have like the 10 for 10, which I don't necessarily recommend. That is for me, content creator, a little bit different, tax write-off. Anyway, so then once I got up to so I had 88, I had 62 super encrypted tokens. I went ahead and pulled them, got the 150. Cool. Once you pull them, you can take them up to rank 7 just with elites. So by having those 62, I had enough elites so I could take them up to rank 7. Next, I came in here and saw in his shop. In his shop, I was able to buy 30 of his frags. And then another 10 from this one, from the golden. Why is that? Well, because on his set list, I was able to get some of these season rewards already done. Obtain Peacemaker, which we did. Pull 20 recruitment, cool. and then I ranked him up to rank 6. That's automatic. Activate one character badge. I activated his badge. And then spend 30 silver helmets. That happened based on the daily missions that I completed for him. And shout out to Jordan for reminding me this. Doing Disturbing the Peace. By doing Disturbing the Peace, I was able to get, as you farm through, which I can't go into that now, as you go through each node of Disturbing the Peace, you do get silver helmets, which then allowed me to, on the backs of this and doing Disturbing the Peace, I was able to go to the shop, buy 30 of these frags, which helped with getting more of those season rewards so I could get the golden helmet, so I could then buy 10. Now I got 40. Where did the extra 20 come from? This is up to you on savings, but the extra 20 came from the 8th medal that I had. I used the 8th medal to go ahead and get the extra 20 frags that I needed so I could rank them up. If you don't have 8th medal or you don't know where to farm it, just a heads up, you can get it from here. So that is how I got him up to rank 8. I'm having fun. This is just the first look. I'm going to do a full guide at some point, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But for me, he's recommended. For me, I'm going to use him a lot going forward to learn this kit because I'm having fun using him. So there you go. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and dislike. I'm okay with that as well. Is he S tier? I'm leaning towards yes, but I don't know yet. I can't call it just yet. I'm going to play with him some more. The way he unlocks a lot of different teams, because those are just the teams I messed with so far. I haven't checked out all the other teams and all the synergies yet. So far, is he S plus? I'm going to say no. That's only Wonder Woman for the moment. And then I think he's S. I think. But jury's still out. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.